you want to know what the new app is that I downloaded because a friend recommended it?
What?
J-Swipe.
What's J-Swipe?
Jewish Swipe.
Like Tinder Jewish
It's Tinder
swipe?
for Jews,
Oh
and
my
then there's some on
God.
there that are not Jewish, willing to convert. I skip past that. Somebody was like,
Did you
well,
find anyone?
there's actually a lot of good-looking girls.
Ooh.
And then there's some that look very Jewish. And I guess that you're going to find on J-Swipe. But I'm not a fan of the uber-duper looking Jewish girls.
Yeah.
The big Jewish girls, the Zoftic ones, not a fan. To personal. It's personal preference.
Zloftic one? What kind?
Zoftic.
What's that?
Zoftic means a little, you know, like a little larger.
Oh,
Well, you've seen the Jewish girls with the very proportioned pretty large. I mean, that's it. So I'm on J-Swipe. I'm trying J-Swipe out. It's not as fast as Tinder because there's not as many people because you're limiting yourself.
Do you get to an end? Like, do you keep swiping? And you're
Yeah,
like,
you can get to
no
the end.
more.
Yep, no more J-Swipes.
No
But
more
I'm sure they have
J-swipes.
a Christian swipe and a
Oh, I'm sure.
Farmers only swipe.
farmers only swipe, Indian swipe.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be, oh, I almost said, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Never mind. So why don't we get started? You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Welcome to RAWtalk episode number 116. That is the first episode that we are doing from the Loft in 2015 because last week we were in Las Vegas where we had episode 115 in our hotel room.
In a hot, sweaty hotel room.
Which I wanted it to be awkward.
It was super awkward.
But that was the point. I wanted people to get up. Like, remember when people were like, where are we going to stand?
And I had to sleep on that bed that night, too.
Well, me too.
Yeah, but you had like one person on your bed. I had like
Two.
8 guys
Well,
on my bed.
Oh, Sutter. Steven had
God.
8 guys in his bed.
Literally 8 guys on my bed.
But yeah, it was funny because everyone walked in and they're like, where are we going to sit? I'm like, guys, just sit on the floor.
First of all, I didn't think we were going to have that many people. I thought we were going to have maybe like, I think I bet you, I was like 4 people are going to come.
Well, I was in charge of
But
inviting.
you knew who all the people were coming. I didn't.
Well,
I just guessed.
Whoa, the horn's outside.
Yep.
No, when I do this and I put out the word, this one was a little different because it was like, hey, you have to message me. You have to email me that you're interested, and then I would email you back the information.
Well, and it was super last minute. It was
It
like
was.
the day and a half before. Usually we give it like a week, like the Florida one coming up, for example.
Well, the Florida one even was short notice at 10 days.
But that's not a day and a half, though.
No, it's not a day and a half, but the other one was great.
Yeah.
They were still coming. I think everybody that wanted to go still could go.
It was cool. It was like super personal at the same time
And
as...
one guy was late and he didn't make it.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
his
I
message.
felt bad for that.
Yeah.
But you said specifically... be there
Yeah,
at
he said there was like a
4:55.
circus crossing the road or
That
something.
sucked.
Elephants or something.
Well, I'm sure it takes forever just to get down the strip in Vegas.
Well, we did. It took 10, 15 minutes. About 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on what we
Not
were
too
doing.
bad.
But I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it. That was fun. Vegas was fun. But before we get into the recap, because I want to talk about the recap, I've got something to say about Rode.
Cool.
They just announced the SC1, which is an extension cable for the SmartLav and SmartLav Plus.
Oh.
Because you know how you're like, well, maybe somebody wants to monitor. You want to monitor the audio, right?
Yep.
But you don't want to have this guy who's filming it do it at the same time. So now you've got, I believe this is a 20-foot.
20-footer.
Wait, no. 6 meters,
Ah.
which is 20 feet. It features a shielded cable with gold contacts that allows you to connect your SmartLav to devices up to 20 feet away, a.k.a. 6 meters, which is awesome.
Isn't 6 meters 18 feet?
Well, they say 20 feet
Oh,
here.
okay.
6 meters. Maybe they mean like 6.234 meters.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But this is good because this was one of the things when I had it, I'm like, well, the cable, it's a pretty long cable to begin with. But then you're like, well, if somebody wants to look at it off camera and control levels and stuff on the Rode app, that's what you want.
Yeah, if you are doing an interview and you have someone that you're putting it on, you need someone on the side to
I took it
monitor
one step further, though, because sometimes you want to plug it right into your camera.
That too.
That option, you combine that with the new thing, the SC1, with an SC3. The SC3
adapter,
is the
right?
extension cable. Oh, yeah, that's the adapter that allows you to go into the DSLR. Because I was like, guys, you need to come out with this. They're like, oh, we have it. I'm like, oh, well, can you send me one?
Is it called SC or TC?
No, SC.
Okay.
I actually have it in my notes.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to get it right. SC3, and it goes right into the camera. So that's another cool option. You get the SmartLav Plus, which is what, like $79, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I believe it's
I think it was
$79.
$79. And so now you can kill multiple birds with one. You could do it wirelessly, Or you could run the extension cable, the SC1, and then get the SC3 so you can plug right into the camera.
People just need to remember to turn that preamp down when you plug it directly in the camera.
Well, tell them why.
Make it sure it's directly right next to your source as close as possible, and turn that preamp down so you don't get any of that noise in your camera.
You're looking
the internal preamp in the cameras are always terrible. They're noisy. They boost everything up. It always sounds terrible.
Yeah, what you're looking for is, we've talked about this in the video guide and in other
Clean
videos.
audio.
Huh?
Clean audio.
Well, yeah, clean audio, but you want to make sure that you're not peaking. So you don't want to get into the red area.
Usually negative 6 decibels is about right for just interview.
I don't even know what that means, but I've seen it on the back of the camera and know to stay there.
Right around the yellow mark, let's say that.
Well,
when you get to the yellow mark.
Yeah, you don't want it to be...
That's about negative 6 to negative 12.
Whatever negative... I don't even know what the negatives means. They don't make sense to me. But this makes sense to me. Pick up an SC1 for your Smart Lav or Smart Lav Plus and add an SC3 while you're at it to plug it right into your DSLR.
Boom.
DSLR. So, how about that recap? Did you see the recap, Sutter?
I did not.
What
I mean, you did just put it out, so...
I did
at the
put
time
it
of
out.
this recording.
Yeah, I don't get... I film it. I mean, I'm in it. I'm the guy in it. And generally...
But you never know what I film.
Well, no, I don't know what you film.
And you never asked to look at it either.
Well, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm secure in what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You go on, you get your B-roll, you do everything, which makes my job so... Remember how upset I get at conferences or at shows?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really... I mean, I did a little bit again.
You weren't terrible.
No, but the reason, and I explained it to you, I said, in the past, if I'm there by myself or I had somebody else helping me who wasn't a film person, I had to set up the tripod. I had to set up the angle. I had to do everything and make sure it was focused and this. And that made me not want to even do it.
Yeah.
And then now that you do that, you fly, you do the audio, you do the B-roll, you tell me, when I saw the Nikon video you did from the booth, I was like, look at that. It says the heart of the image in the background.
I tried to frame it appropriately to whatever booth we were at.
So when you did your editing, I sat down and I watched the video. It was 25 minutes, and I got to the end and I was like, I want more. Like, I actually enjoyed watching it.
And a long blooper reel, too.
Well, yeah. Let me tell you people something out there. And I mean you people, as in FroKnowsPhoto readers. The goal that we went into making this conference coverage when we went there to CES was to keep it fun, keep it relevant to photo, but not only photo, but to make sure that not one salesperson would speak in the video.
Yep.
That was my goal. Now, you can see a couple, like you could see the DJI guy standing to the side.
Next to us.
But that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
He was in the video for the one where I'm holding the Ronin.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's cool. But the reason is, I don't want to hear what they have to say. I talk to them beforehand.
Well, because they also make it like a 10-minute pitch.
It's a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Like, don't sell. How about the people that grabbed us for those headphones?
Oh, yeah.
Every time they see you carrying a camera, they're like,
you couldn't even get away. It was like, all right, we got to leave. They're like, no, but how about this? We're like, no, we have to leave.
Well, I wanted to be nice.
You were actually really nice.
And then the
about
one
it.
woman's like, so if you do X, Y, and Z, I'm like, I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm not going to review your product.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
You were straight up with them.
I'm just like, I got to just tell you that, because if I don't shut you up right now, you're going to keep going. But that's what I don't like the sales pitchy things. And when I saw the video that you ended up cutting together, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And now I wish we spent another day going to those other places. But this is something we can do in the future. If we go to other events like NAB or something, we can do it our way.
Well, and I think what I like, how the way we do it is, I tried to switch it up so we do something that's like an actual review, a 2-minute review, for example, and then we would switch and go to like a parody thing.
Yeah.
And I would do it real quick and do every other. So it was like fun, and then it was serious, fun, serious. I think it works for everyone.
Hey, Sutter, can I ask you to grab my phone from my desk?
Why do you need it?
Because I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
I need it. You won't miss any notes. But no, I do need it. But no, I'm looking forward to doing more shows.
Yeah.
But I will tell everybody that we are looking to... The reason I would do a show is there's a sponsor that says, hey, we want you to cover the show for us. That way, they basically pay for everything, so we can fly out there, we can do the RAWtalks, we can do all of that stuff, and then... It's just, we do a plug or two in there, thank you, and we don't have to worry about anything else. That's how we can travel the world and see everybody, is you start to have sponsors paying for it. Because when we do the RAWtalks, like coming up, we've got Florida. instead of charging people $10 or $15 to come in and listen, I can just get a sponsor to pay for everything, and then you listen to a plug for a couple of seconds. That's the, this is when we get into the flying solo, we're going to be talking about the advertising, marketing, branding, because I asked for those business type questions, and I'm just straightforward with people with how we do it. I rather have a sponsor throw money at us that we want to throw money at us than have to charge people money to do certain things.
Oh, for sure.
Because it takes care of everything.
Yeah, it makes it easier on everyone.
You had me do Snapchat.
I did.
So
at first you were a little skeptical about it. You're like, I don't want to do it. I can't edit the picture and blah, blah, blah.
He can't edit the picture, blah, blah, blah.
Are you Snapchatting me right now?
I'm Snapchatting you right now. You can find me, FroKnowsPhoto, on Snapchat. Guys, we're live on RAWtalk. We're recording it right meow. Hi, hoi. Oh, I'm going to Snapchat it. Okay, so if you want to find me on Snapchat, just go on there and hit FroKnowsPhoto. Is that correct?
Yep, you're right.
And it's pretty cool. It's well, you guys use it. Sutter, you use Snapchat a lot, right?
Yeah, I use it a lot with all my friends.
Yep. Yeah, I think ever since they added the My Story option, it's really just blown up.
That's
at least
awesome.
between my group of friends, it has.
Well, we sat with
Greg Wax.
Greg Wax, my buddy Greg, who works over there when we went to Blue Ribbon.
So good.
Dude,
so good.
Blue Ribbon has ruined sushi joints for me.
Yeah.
Because it is so much better than the sushi place I have around here.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. And Greg knew what he was doing. Greg
he's been there many times.
Greg took them because they have one in New York.
New York, yeah.
He took the menu and he's like, yeah, we'll do 2 of those. And why don't we get some of that sashimi?
Actually, I'm surprised because you kind of just let them order for us, and usually, you're very particular.
There was just as long as we had those crunchy tunas were awesome.
They were so good.
The whole thing was awesome.
And the sashimi, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they were like butter.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
it was really good. So that's it. Snapchat, we're there. Why don't we? We're heading to New York,
Florida.
Before we get into photo news, I'll say we're heading to Florida next week.
Yep.
So this comes out on Monday. We'll be in Florida for Tuesday. Why am I going there? It's because I got a call from Scott Kelby's people. They want me to come on to the Grid.
The Grid.
So that's on Wednesday. The Grid starts at 4 o'clock, I believe.
Something like that.
Because they want to do hair and makeup at 3:45.
They're actually live, right?
They're live.
Yeah.
So we're going to be live on that show. I'll put out the link so you guys can watch me on Kelby Live and see what happens, or the Grid. And we're supposed to sit down and interview him for my podcast, which I'm interested in doing.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Did we get that confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Oh,
they moved
same
the
day.
time on us.
Cool.
Yeah, they moved the time, I think, to 2 o'clock.
That's fine.
Instead of 12 o'clock.
So we're interviewing him first, then
in his office.
You're being interviewed?
Yeah, and then I'm going on the show.
Gotcha, okay.
And then after the show, we're going to go out to dinner.
Cool.
With my brother's friends from college.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be on the University of South Florida's campus. If you are there, well, all the tickets are gone. There's 173 that have gone. But I reached out. One of the readers suggested I get in touch with somebody there, and one of the teachers got in touch, and I'm like, I want to talk to your class.
That's awesome.
So hopefully I'm going to be talking. Their class is from 11 to 2. We land at 10:45. It's about 30 minutes away. So hopefully we get there around 12:30.
It's going to be a fun, busy day.
Yeah, but it'd be fun. It'll be busy. But we're looking forward to doing that. And Squarespace is the reason that we're able to get down there, other than Kelby doing his thing. But to put the RAWtalk on and have that many people sign up really quick, it's going to be on the college campus. It should be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Why don't we get into Photo Muse?
Photo Muse, let's see. First up, we got Flickr. They announced their top list for 2014, showcasing the top 25 photos of the year. The images selected were picked based on a number of engagement and community factors, including how many times they've been viewed and added as a favorite image. You can see the whole list over on the website. You can give them that website right meow.
Who's ours?
Yes, ours.
FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk-116.
Now, Flickr also pointed out the top cameras that were used to upload photos based on user EXIF data. The top brand is Canon, with the 7D topping the charts for DSLR cameras. Runners-up for top brand include Apple, Nikon, Samsung, and Sony in that particular order. Now, compared to last year, Canon has increased 13%, and Apple has surpassed Nikon. Runners-up for cameras include the D7000, 60D, 5D Mark III, and D3300 in that order as well. Now, top mirrorless is the Olympus EM5 with the A7 coming in second place. And top smartphone is the iPhone 5 with the 4S coming in right behind. And fun fact, the Samsung Galaxy S3 is the only non-Apple phone in the top 5 smartphone category.
What's that tell you?
A lot of people use Apple phones.
It is true.
We hit on this last week. Nikon has officially.
Well, I'm not done. I was waiting till you finished the Flickr
My
story,
apologies.
so that I could actually chime in on Flickr. I
You're-
put up a picture. There was, you go into your stats. Sutter, do you use Flickr still?
Yes.
Do you ever go into your stats and see how many people are clicking?
Yes.
On occasion.
I go to my stats, but I haven't uploaded in like 2 years.
So I think the stats tell me I get something like, I don't know, 40 or 50,000 views a day. And then there was one day where the spike was up to like 200 and some thousand.
What was that day?
I can't figure. I clicked on that day, but then I was like, I don't see any out of the normal thing. I don't know. Maybe they put it somewhere.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I get like 2,000 or 3,000 a day, but I haven't checked the stats in quite a long time. Now moving forward, we hit on this last week. Nikon has officially recalled the D750 for.
Did they officially? They didn't recall it.
Well, I was told they were officially. The Petapixel pointed out that they were officially recalled it. They officially recalled it.
Keep going then.
For its flare issue. So they're working on a fix right now. It won't even show in Amazon.com search results, and it's listed as back-ordered on B&H and Adorama. Now, many camera stores say they'll have the camera back in their shop in about a month. Now, if you already own a D750, Nikon is offering a free repair and inspections as well. They'll be initiating the service at the end of this month with more details to come, including instructions for requesting servicing.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they officially said a recall. Like, they didn't say we're recalling this camera. They're just not.
I was told they were silently recalling it.
Well,
I don't think they're actually putting out a press release.
Well,
saying
they've requested that the stores send all the cameras back.
Yeah.
So that's like they're sending it, but they're not saying, because if they call it a recall, then they have to have everybody send them in, which they may end up doing anyway. Like, I'm gonna have to send mine in if I want to.
Yeah.
Which I will, because even though, so you get those people that are like, well, Nikon just couldn't sweep it under the rug like they did with the D600. It's like, yeah, don't you think they learned something from that? Don't you think that they took no time to make this from when people started bitching and moaning about a non-issue, basically, they came out, we're looking into it. A week later, we are going to do something about it. By the end of the month, you're going to be able to send your cameras in at no cost to have it fixed or repaired. So they've jumped on it really freaking quick.
Yeah, I mean, they acknowledged it right away, which is great.
So give them a freaking break, and give any company a break that at least, we were sitting at dinner at CES, right? And somebody brought up the interest. Oh.
I know the name.
Yeah, so it was Simon.
Was it Simon? Or
we're going to talk about the car
person
issue.
Who worked for DP Review.
Was it the car guy, or the DP Review guy?
The DP Review guy, yeah.
So we're sitting there, and he's like, you know what? He's like, I didn't want to say this, but I think it was Simon, though, who said this.
Maybe it was Simon?
Because he was talking about, so they get all up in arms about the camera companies recalling stuff. GM has cars that were killing people.
You're right. Simon did bring up that.
People were dying because of the faulty issue with the cars, with the brakes failing and then the acceleration and all that stuff failing.
Which is understandable.
And they still didn't have a recall.
Yeah.
Until many more people died.
I'd be upset about that.
The camera isn't going to kill you.
Yeah.
So stop blowing it out of freaking proportion if there's an issue. And when I made the video, I wanted to say, look, I didn't want to harp that every camera has some sort of issue. Nikon needs to do better and make sure this doesn't happen, but they jumped on it really quick that something did happen. It was like Canon when the grip of the T5i or T4i was causing rashes or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was in a select few cameras, but they brought them back and they replaced them. Whatever. They took care of it quickly. It's like these companies, they can't test for everything to know that there's going to be an issue. It just happens that way. So anyway, the whole thing is your camera, unless you press the shutter button and it's exploding, and then you have an issue.
It's physically hurting you, like blowing up like a grenade. Then there might be an issue. An interesting photo series featuring photos of New York City at night taken from a helicopter is now online. Photographer Vincent Laforet captured the images out of the open door of the copter at 7,500 feet. He shot the images for Men's Health magazine.
Yeah, because, from 7,500 feet, there's a lot of Men's Health involved with shooting the skyline.
He used the Canon 1DX and a Mamiya Leaf Credo 50 megapixel at 3,200 and 6,400 ISO.
Oh, you want a Credo?
I would love to jump anything medium format or anything like that.
Well, I'll tell you that I was at a friend's house in Connecticut. I won't mention his name, Adam. He there's this he's got the older one that he's using out.
I thought he had the new one.
No, they haven't given him the Credo 40. It's a different one.
Gotcha.
With like 400 ISO as the max. and man, that thing's a dog.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's a dog. It's like clunky. You look at the screen doesn't, it's like a shitty screen. It's like, come on, these cameras are so expensive and you're going to put a shitty screen on it. It's awkward. Maybe this new one, which is a hell of a lot better with that new sensor in it, would be good.
This is the one that we saw at Photokina, right?
We did.
Yeah.
The one that the guy walked away from us with.
Exactly.
That
yeah.
we just were standing there with $50,000 worth of gear. Yeah, because the lens was expensive.
Yeah, and he's just like, here you go. And we're like, okay. Now, he had a set of f1.2 and 2.8 lenses on there as well. You can view the set over on the website, along with the behind-the-scenes video of the entire shoot.
Vincent's a cool guy.
Really cool stuff, too. Yeah, you talked about him before, I believe, right? A lot of different perspectives. He did some tilt-shift shots, straight down, telephoto wide, covered all his bases. But good stuff. And it looks pretty sharp for being extremely dark out, obviously.
Well, what came to mind right there is third base and ace of base.
What?
Covering all his bases. Third base did that song. Didn't they do...
I don't know third base. I know ace of base.
Didn't third base do Pop Goes the Weasel Cause the Weasel Goes Pop? Can you Google that real quick? Third base music?
I got nothing.
And then let me know. Pop goes the weasel cause the weasel goes pop. Pop, pop goes the weasel, the weasel.
Is this a one-hit wonder?
Pop, pop goes the yeah, third base. And then you have ace of base. They were Swedish, right?
Something like that. But they had a couple classics.
They had a lot of really good hits. They had...
I Saw the Sign. Or the sign, whatever it's called officially.
And it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Now we're gonna fill me up. Got me around to the stars. We're leaving. Where to believe in. I saw the sign.
What was the other one?
I saw the sign.
There was another big one
sign.
they had. I can't remember right
Sutter
now.
will look it up.
Yeah, look up ace of base
after you do third base. You can do it on the laptop.
Here,
I turn the Wi-Fi off.
All right. Go ahead.
Weird.
And then just raise your hand when you got it.
Yeah, let's move on real quick.
So what do you want from third base? I'm sorry.
Third base.
Third base music.
Yeah.
Top songs?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Did you find them?
Yes and no. There is no top song list, I don't think.
Because they have
are you on Spotify?
Pop Goes the Weasel is
I
their
was
number
right.
one.
I was right.
I don't think I've ever heard that song in my life.
The weasel, the weasel.
Does it give a year for that? Like what year does it say?
80s, 88?
88. I was thinking
Maybe?
early 90s. Well, I guess same thing almost.
Are you on Wiki or are you on like Spotify?
I'm just kind of all over the place, to be honest.
All right. Well, we got Pop Pop Goes the Weasel. Let us know.
Ace of Base.
You
I
find
can't
Ace of
remember the other
Base,
songs.
and then you find the year for that song.
Oh, okay.
Apple has granted a patent for
91. Sorry.
For 91.
It was a one-hit wonder.
They granted a patent for a wearable camera this week, which in turn caused GoPro's stock to plummet 12%. The patent was filed back in 2012 and was titled Digital Camera System Having Remote Control. Now, the patent details an action camera system that can be mounted to things like helmets and masks. They also specifically mentioned weaknesses in GoPro's line of action cameras, so directly hit at them on that. It describes the item as being able to record video, audio, and capture stills like any other action cam. Now, we'll see if GoPro has some real competition in the near future with this release, if it gets released.
You know, Apple could buy GoPro for cash.
Yeah, right.
1 sec, Sutter. They could buy them for cash money right now. That's what pisses me off about the stock market. Something like this comes out, and the stock freaking
And everyone freaks
plummets.
out. Oh, my God, sell, sell, sell.
It's just... Oh, you just sounded like Froggy Fresh.
Did I?
Oh, my God. Where are my bikes? Mike?
Denzel Washington.
All right, Sutter.
Ace of Base's, I guess, songs, All That She Wants,
All
92.
That She Wants.
That she wants is a little
It's
bit.
a little is
baby.
another baby?
That's
It's a
something
baby,
to do
right?
with a baby.
It's a baby, yeah.
You know what's
All
funny?
that she wants is just another
Their
baby.
Google profile links to MySpace.
Oh, my God.
That's because
funny.
Ace of... You even know who Ace of Base is?
No, I don't think so.
See?
Maybe if I heard one of their songs.
You
but-
probably know the sign and that one.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Sutter.
Thank you.
That goes into the 80s because I was still living in Ben Salem at the time.
Was Ace of Base in 80s? I was thinking 90s.
I remember listening
Early
to
90s.
I Saw the Sign in my friend's basement.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I moved in 88.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's the year I was born. What were you, like 7?
yeah.
Yeah. Now, speaking of GoPro, the action cam company will be updating its Hero 4 firmware, adding more photo and video features. Among the updates include a new time-lapse mode that will take stills over a specified period of time and automatically create a time-lapse video using the images. Apparently, prior to this, it just made a time-lapse. It didn't make a video for you. Also, a new burst mode will spread out 30 photos over a period of 6 seconds rather than in rapid succession. Auto rotation has been added as well, so if you wear your camera upside down on your head, it'll automatically capture the video right side up.
that's a porn industry add-on.
The Black Edition will have some video.
That's racist.
Waiting for that. It'll have some video frame rate additions, including 720p now at 240 frames per second, which is awesome, and 2.7K at 60 frames per second.
Oh, yeah.
So that's great.
Digital push.
The new firmware is expected to hit cameras the first half of 2015. I wonder if they released this right after their stock plummeted, or if this was before.
No, this was before. This was coming out. They mentioned it last week.
Did they?
The stock rebounds a little bit, but it was a joke. Just a joke.
It's crazy how much it affects it.
Yeah. Well, because that's a stock market. It's all based off of rumors and hearsay. Don't get me started.
This is pretty ridiculous. Introducing the Belfie stick. It's a selfie stick that lets you take photos specifically of your ass.
Well, I need
or
this.
Backside, as I like to call it.
How do you spell Belfie?
B-E-L. It's a selfie with a B.
Oh, okay.
So Belfie is a term coined by Kim Kardashian.
Fuck you,
apparently.
Kim Kardashian!
She calls it.
Sorry,
she says it's a in quotes photograph of one's own bottom, especially one posted online. End quote.
Jesus.
Now, Chief Technology Officer Kevin Deegan tells Business Insider they came up with the idea for the product after seeing the trend emerging among their users. He says, "We've noticed a huge spike in users taking butt selfies in recent months, so the natural next step was for us to develop a device to assist our users in taking one." Here's how the product site describes the device. With our bendable stick, you can position your backside without the need of a mirror and shoot the exact angle you are looking for. Bend in ways you never thought possible with our patent-pending design. Our unique design makes it easy to take pics of your bum in any angle. Never drop your phone again. End quote.
That sounds like the Tom Green bum song.
It does sound like that.
My bum is on the rock. My bum is on the boat.
What was that
My
movie
bum
he
is on
made?
the ship.
Freddie Got Fingered?
Freddie Got Fingered.
That was the weirdest
I
movie
didn't go watch
ever.
Freddie Got Fingered. Can I talk about my belt, my jeans?
Let me just wrap up real quick. Cost-wise, it comes in at $80 and will arrive later this year. And I made a note that you should get one with your new pair of skinny jeans.
Well, I'm not wearing the skinny ones today.
You're not?
No, well, I'm wearing my new Sebastian McCall's. These are not as skinny. People think they are skinny, but Sutter, do you own skinny jeans?
I don't think so.
I do now.
Okay.
I absolutely love them. I never knew. Who knew I put them on and they're so tight and cuddling and everything?
I personally hate skinny jeans.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I
didn't
wore
know.
skinny jeans in like middle school, but I don't know. I didn't like how crunched up I felt.
Yeah, like you can't breathe down there, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying, but I really enjoyed wearing them. I feel the support.
And it takes like 10 minutes just to put them on and take them off.
Well, I have to
taking off so much harder though.
Right?
Well, girls with chin, yes, my skinny jeans. But
Rip 'em
look,
off.
so these are my new Sebastian McCall's.
Ooh, that's a perfect Belfie shot right there.
Look,
Yeah.
how's my Belfie?
Belfie, let me get a little Belfie real quick.
Right there.
Here we go.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I like my Sebastian McCall's. He's a local Philly guy, all custom, denim made in the USA.
Skinny jeans. Canon may have leaked an upcoming DSLR in their new Connect Station ad campaign. The still posted on Canon Austria's Facebook page shows the backside.
What's near Austria?
Germany. It shows the backside of the DSLR next to the Connect Station, which features a button layout that no current Canon DSLR supports. Now, it looks like it'll be a part of their semi-pro lineup since it features a top LCD screen, and no Rebel features one of them. It also has an articulating LCD screen on the back, which a T5i does have, and the 70D as well. Now, the main difference in the turn dial, which looks like it's been combined with the T5i and the 70D's click wheel. That is the main difference right there. The TFI and the 70D.
Well, I'll just tell you that Eckert pointed this out at CES to the girl that was showing us the Connect Station when he was watching the commercial. He goes, "You just said that no current DSLRs take the near field, the dynamic NFC
near field technology."
So was that just a demo camera that they did just to demo it?
And that's what. Yeah, I kept asking her. And
well,
she's
obviously,
like, "I know it's so dumb. I don't know why they have it." And I'm like, "Yeah, it makes no sense because you just said it doesn't support it, yet they show a DSLR."
Yeah, which means that something's coming.
So something's coming with NFC technology built in. It's going to be probably like we were talking maybe like an ADD, but.
Wait, an ADD?
So new.
Is that only for people that have ADD?
And then the ADHD after that.
That's the add-on.
High definition.
The high definition.
The high
one.
digital.
No, the ADHD is for.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just going along with it. Now, it could be. I don't know what it could be. People are saying it's a Rebel. People are saying it's something
Guess
else.
what? We will know soon enough.
We'll know soon
8D.
enough.
Oh, man.
It's probably going to be really soon because Canon hasn't released something in quite some time.
They'll do it at C++, I think it's called, or C+, or whatever it's called. It's in Japan, where I would like to go. Could you imagine our talks with those people in the booth?
Just don't do any impersonations. I'll tell you that.
No, I'll bring a translator. It would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
It would be fun.
On the topic of NFC, Toshiba has announced the world's first SDHC card that has NFC built in, near-field communication. The technology allows you to see what's on a card without having to plug the card directly into a camera or card reader. Instead, you'll be able to preview the content simply by bringing a smartphone close to the card. Now, currently, you will need an NFC-enabled Android smartphone to take advantage of this feature, and you'll also need to have the Memory Card Preview app installed. Now, once the app is installed, all you need to do is open the app and simply put it in close contact with the card, and all the previews will appear on the screen. Not only that, it'll also reveal how much free space the card has, along with all the details of the card. The new cards will be available in capacities of 8, 16, and 32 gigs, and will ship this February with the app coming the same time. Now, there's no pricing just yet. My question is, what's the security on something like this? Can anyone just pretty much pull up the app and go next to your camera and see all the pictures? I mean, they should have some kind of password built in. I'm sure they will, but it doesn't say it in here. So that's my only concern.
Got it.
Good. Photographer Joshua Resnick, possibly related to Johnny Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls? Maybe? I don't know. He's being sued. You going to sing something?
I have like 17
There's a lot of hits
songs going through my brain.
They're no third base. They got a lot of
They are
singles.
no third base. But what would work?
Iris, man.
Well,
or everything else.
Well, how's
Black
it go?
Balloon or
Baby Black Balloon.
Broadway?
Wait. Broadway's dark tonight. How'd that one go?
that like that.
Oh, that's-
Broadway is dark tonight.
Little bit crisper than it used to be. Broadway is dark tonight. I don't remember
And then you
the
had
lyrics.
from the other guy, the other singer in the band, January Friend.
January friend.
That's exactly how he sounds, too.
January friend.
You actually might sound better than him.
I love him though, except when he got fat.
Now, that photographer, he's being sued by a model for nearly $500,000 after a photo that he took of her was misused and or stolen. They don't really know. Now, he's a stock photographer, and she signed a model release form and all, granting him the right to sell the images through stock photo agencies. Well, most of the images ended up on erotic book covers, escort ads, strip club ads, and much worse. Now, she thinks he directly sold the pictures to these people, but he says he simply sold her images through the stock agency with a terms of service that did not allow pornographic use. Now, the images were also posted by the model on her Facebook page and eventually found on pirate sites that were giving away the images for free.
Because she posted them on her page.
Exactly. So the images could have originated there as well. Now, here's more of the backstory. The model was an experienced lingerie and implied nude model.
What's her name?
I don't know, actually. I didn't
Is
get
she
that
Russian?
down. I don't know.
Implied nude.
But she...
Sutter, you do implied nudes?
I've taken them, yes.
No, I meant, will you pose for me? Implying you're nude?
No.
Now, she's appeared on several magazine covers and such apparel. Now, he told her agent before the shoot it would be used for stock photography, and before the shoot, he told her how stock photography works as well. The model was also paid. It wasn't a trade deal, which most major news publications are stating. The photographer fears that this could issue a major precedent for future photography court cases. Now, the photographer did set up a crowdfunding campaign as well to help pay for the copyright lawyer and court fees, which I'm sure you love, and he's currently only raised about $1,600.
Because I'm not going to give this guy money.
And he's asking for $50,000 at the time of this recording.
But it's like she posted the photos on her Facebook page also. So
Yeah.
you don't know where they got taken. And he followed all the rules that he was supposed to follow.
I don't think he's going to lose. I mean, this is a pretty much in his favor.
$500,000. She's suing him. He didn't sell them.
Unless we're missing some of the story. But this is what he posted. This is his side of the story. It might be one-sided, but...
I'm implying nudity right now.
Now, you can view the entire court document over on the website and make up your own, decision on who's right or wrong. So we'll see. It's funny though, in the video, he's got like the biggest bug eyes ever because his glasses must be like an inch thick. So
Like Coke
I don't know
bottles.
if I would want a photographer shooting me if he shows up and he's got these giant glasses on. And
Hi, guys. Hi.
I can't see, but I'm going to be your photographer for today.
Wait. are you making fun of me or something? Because that's kind of what I say.
No. Moving forward, the rare Nikon 1200 to 1700 millimeter f5.6 to 8 lens has been spotted in the wild when it was used by a photojournalist to photograph a recent hostage situation in France. The lens is 3 feet long and weighs 36 pounds, costing around 60 grand when it was originally released back in '93. You can see it in action over on the website, and it's pretty funny because he used a Canon DSLR on it too.
Yeah, that's weird.
Just figured I'd bring that up because it's pretty awesome and huge. Gary Fong has launched a new series of virtual interactive cameras on his website, which showcases how to use a particular camera, showing the ins and outs of the menu system, similar to like our user's guide, except it's
which I think
interactive and not free.
Better. I thought interactive. I thought awesome, but then it's when you click something, it pops up a video.
Well, I think if you want to get straight to the details, I guess, of something particular, you can fast forward and get right to that.
And one of them that I clicked on loaded without a video.
Really?
It said video can't be found.
Well, it seems like it's still in the beta stage, but I don't know.
Well, it's nice. I mean, it's nice
they only
to
have
teach
2 cameras right now. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what we try and do.
Yeah.
Now, each virtual camera looks like just like the back of the camera with the ability to interact and scroll directly through the menu. If you want to know more about a particular item, like I just talked about, you click on it. Instructional video pops up, showcases that item, blah, blah, blah. He has a free preview online, which you can play around with now for the Sony a6000.
He's just trying to get you to buy stuff.
Pretty much. However, the preview videos are limited to just 12 seconds, so you really can't preview much of it. Yeah, you only see 12 seconds of the video. He says the virtual cameras will only be available on new cameras moving forward. So far, he has the Sony a6000 and the a7 II are up and ready, and we'll have the Canon 7D Mark II and Nikon D7100 up in the near future, he says. Each virtual tutorial is going for $13 as well, which is a fair price, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. I mean, it seems like
we give it away for free
so far. Yeah, we give it away for free, but ours also isn't interactive. It's
not interactive, but it's kind of similar.
Yeah, I'm surprised he has the A7 II already because that camera's so new.
Yeah.
A new Ansel Adams Act was introduced to Congress recently, aiming to restore the First Amendment rights of photographers by removing restrictions on
freedom of speech,
by removing restrictions on taking photos in public places. Republican U.S. Representative Steve Stockman of Texas, he introduced the bill on January 2nd, which breaks down how the U.S. government has been creating regulations that prohibit or restrict photography in places such as national parks and public spaces, and of subjects such as
what about
government
blank
buildings,
spaces?
Police officers, and other government workers.
Do you like blank spaces?
Love blank spaces.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Taylor Swift's song.
Oh,
it's really popular. It's 388
her new
million.
album, 89?
Yeah, from 1989.
Yeah.
Blank spaces. I've got a blank space.
Is it the one
for your name
where they're in like a mansion with a dude?
Yeah, that one.
I saw the video. It's pretty catchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, that song is so awesome.
I forget how it goes, but
somebody asked what's our favorite Taylor Swift song. That was part of Flying Solo, but I took it out. Yeah, and I wrote it down to sing this because this is a really I mean, I didn't like that old one. We are never ever getting back
song
together. We
dude, that song's like that was a guilty pleasure for me. I don't think she sounded like that, but I thought it was pretty bad.
But I love Blank Spaces, man. That is such a good song. Lovers, texticles. Oh, wait. She doesn't say that.
Texticles?
Yeah. I don't know how it's hard to sing a Taylor Swift song. It's like,
because you're not Taylor Swift?
I'm not Taylor Swift. If she was sitting here right now, I'd be like, hi.
Hey, what's up?
I'll be your Chad Kroeger.
How are you? No, you'd be her John Mayer.
I'll be your John Mayer.
Ooh.
Can you write a lot of different guys?
Yeah, right.
I'll be your John Mayer. You're Bradley Cooper. You're
One Direction guy.
Yeah,
Henry
Styles.
Harry. Harry.
Who else did you go out with?
A lot.
A lot.
Infinite lists.
Everybody.
Oh, the dude from October Sky, right? What was his name?
What is October Sky?
You never saw that
movie? The movie?
Yeah, it's about like the rockets.
Yeah, I know. And then
it's a good movie.
Oh, but I like Taylor Swift. She could call me, maybe.
Jake Gyllenhaal. That's his name, right?
Oh,
Didn't you go out with him?
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
I've been going on about that. The bill goes on and on. Speaking of on and on.
On and on and on and on and on and.
It notes that even when the laws don't exist in certain...
clap.
even when the laws don't exist in certain situations, people have still been instructed to prohibit photography from public spaces and threaten photographers with arrest or seizure of photographic equipment.
I'm not taking photos, guys. I'm taking video. Leave me alone.
Stockman argues that this is a violation of freedom of speech and of the press against the principles of the First Amendment. Still and motion photographs are speech, he says. It is contrary to the public policy of the United States to prohibit or restrict photography in public spaces, whether for private, news media, or commercial use. Now, the bill notes that the answer is to make sure that photography in public spaces is not prohibited, that the government will not charge photographers to shoot on public land, and that photographic equipment cannot be seized or tampered with. Now, the bill is currently with the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, where it's being held for consideration. You can read the whole thing, though, over at FroKnowsPhoto.com, and let us know what you guys think. This is a pretty big topic right now.
116.
Yeah, / that. Anything?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing to add.
We got a couple more stories. Actually, this might be on my last one. A leaked Nikon press release showcases a new program of advanced DSLR firmware updates for Nikon. The new program will allow Nikon DSLR owners the ability to download advanced firmware updates that add new functionality to their cameras. The press release, titled "I Am Advancing," was leaked by none other than Nikon Rumors, with the release officially dated for January 19th, which is actually the day this podcast gets released.
Oh, I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah, so we'll see if it actually comes out, but Nikon Rumors is typically spot on. Now, photographers will be able to register for free with the program through a new website that's currently just a blank page. To have
a blank space
to have access to advanced firmware updates for up to 3 years, which I don't get.
No,
up to 3 years?
Because what's happening here is that even Canon's done this with the original 7D, where they put out that whole new firmware, which actually made it even better.
2.0, right?
Right, stuff like that. Fuji doing it all the time, where they're making tweaks to this and that, and they're putting out more updates. So that's what they're hoping that Nikon does, because when Nikon does it, they usually tweak some bullshit that has nothing to do with anything, and you're like, I don't need to update that.
It's not like a whole big new menu system or anything.
But this will add new functions and unlock the power of it, and so that's what they're hoping it will do.
Yeah, and the press release states that each camera has a potential to advance further as innovation goes forward. As the company develops technologies, many of them can be offered to its existing customers today. As part of the program, there will be new update manager software for Windows and Mac that consolidates current firmware update system into one easy-to-use program for updating cameras. Now, the program will be free to download and features automatic camera detection, firmware download, and management of camera updates. Now, 6 existing Nikon cameras will be supported in the beginning: the D750, D810, D800, D800E, and the D610 and D600.
What about my D4S?
I don't know. They didn't put that in there. Now, each of the 6 cameras will also receive a metallic picture control feature that captures eye-catching, high-contrast photos, along with that new flat picture control that currently the D810 only has. And there will also be a new RAW histogram that displays full screen histograms for all 3 color channels at the same time using live data from the camera's sensor. That's great. I would use that in particular of this entire update. But that's it for now for photo news this week. Not too much, because I guess it's the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have something to talk about.
Should I do Gear of the Week before flying solo?
We usually don't, but you can if you want. Doesn't matter.
You know, I'm thinking I'll do Gear of the Week, because flying solo is really in depth, because I asked for those business-related questions, so I have a bunch of them. We're going to try to get through them quicker, but then we'll do the Wheel of Fro after. Why don't I just do Gear of the Week right now?
Sure.
All right, Gear of the Week.
This is something that we were going to show last week or talk about, but we didn't have it actually physically with us. So this week we're actually going to talk about it.
This is the Lexar HR2 hub. It's not a replacement to the HR1, which you have and I have.
Which is USB 3.
It's USB 3 only. This one now adds for $199. Oh, by the way, it's like $60 or $50 for the HR1. I kind of highly recommend picking that thing up.
It was, what, $79, I think?
No, I think it was $199 when it first came out.
No, I think it was just like $79 for the actual hub.
This one has 2 Thunderbolt ports now.
2?
Well,
daisy
so
chain?
You can daisy chain.
Nice.
Because that's what you really don't do with USB 3.
Well, you can still.
You can, but it's not every device handles it.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there and do it. So this allows you to do it with the Thunderbolt ports, and the speed about it is 4 times faster than the USB 3. It's Thunderbolt 2 and USB 3. So basically how this works, if you guys haven't seen us do this before, is you have you have 4 slots on the front. You can go buy a compact flash card, an XQD card, an SSD
And these do have
Not
to be
SSD.
bought separately, correct?
You buy these separately. They don't come with it. So the simple thing is, this is the compact flash one. It's a standalone USB 3. You pop it in right here. You now have that. Part of what they do, they have a CFast card, which isn't out yet. They released these little small drives like this that are SSDs.
Oh, they're SSDs.
256 or 512. You can pop that in here.
And they're actually pretty inexpensive, aren't they? Like $100?
It was like 180 or 100 and something for 512.
Not bad at all.
But what's cool about it is, if you have all 4 cards, you have 3 card slots, and you're transferring 3 cards to the computer, you can also at the same time transfer it to the SSD, the solid state drive here. So then you have this as a backup that you put in your pocket and carry with you. So it's not it's fast.
Yep.
And it's solid
Off-site.
state. So you have all that.
That's great.
So
that's really great.
That's a cool option. They're sending us all that, and this, if you're doing video, especially with 4K videos starting to come and you get those faster cards, you're going to want to transfer. Like when we did the video guide, I had Todd use this to offload everything.
I mean, I'll say ever since I got the HR1, is it HR you said? HR1?
Yeah.
It's called?
I believe so.
Ever since I got that, we used to do RAWtalk, and I used to literally have to do like 1 card at a time. It would take like almost an hour just to transfer everything to my computer because I had to do like 8 different cards. Well, now with that, I'm doing 4 at a time, and I'm done in maybe 15 minutes transferring.
Exactly. And you can back stuff up, and the card readers work separately.
Yep.
So there's that. Flying solo time?
Sure, let's do it.
I can't wait till we have audio and transitions for this stuff.
Yes, which will maybe come soon.
Which will hopefully finally your photo news theme.
Yes.
Flying
finally.
solo. I asked for marketing, branding, and business type questions. And there was one question that I got at least 7 times in there. You have any idea what it is?
No.
All right. I'm going to read it.
Is it a very broad question?
No, it's not a broad question, but it's a question that obviously everybody wanted to know.
How did you get started or something like that?
No, it's not about me. It's about them. Let me read it. I picked this guy's. Ross Davidson. What do you think are the pros/cons between branding yourself, such as Joe Blogs Photography, a theme/alias, e.g. FroKnowsPhoto, or something else completely different, such as inspired photography, rebel photography? Imagine rebel photography with the freaking rebel flag. Could you imagine that? It's like the Confederate flag with a photographer. Only in Georgia would that work. Now I'm going to get angry hate mail from Georgians from the Peach State.
I like how you thought about that for a second. You're like, crap.
Oh, now I'm going to get, what are you trying to say? That we're rebels? Well, you lost the war.
You lost the war. They still think they won, though.
In the South? Yeah. Just these are just made up examples. Well, I think rebel photography is the best ever. Just kidding. So this was asked a lot this week. Look, this isn't the easiest thing to do, but again, quality work is going to trump all. To speak for itself. Having a name used to mean something in the Yellow Pages, where you showed up as the first photographer if you had an A in your name or a 1 before it, then you show up before the A's, B's, and C's. Yellow Pages don't matter, and you're not going to show up first because you have an A anymore. But look at something like Tattooed Bride, Mike Olabak. Shit, using it, Mike Olabak Photography. I don't like Mike Olabak Photography as a name, but Tattooed Bride, because I don't know how to spell Olabak.
Yeah.
What's it, Hollaback Girl? I don't, it's hard to spell. But, Tattooed Bride, he's the guy that shoots the brides with tattoos. And that doesn't mean all he gets are brides with tattoos, but he gets a lot of them. He shot my cousin's wedding. She doesn't have a tattoo and her husband doesn't have a tattoo, but he still shot it. So that's something that's memorable. Come up with something, I don't care, it's not photos by Bob, which I saw in the Yellow Pages once, or photos by Deb. Just think of something. But don't overcomplicate it. FroKnowsPhoto just happened one day. I was sitting at the computer trying to think of names that would make sense for a blog about photography and education and teaching people and all of that. And I was like, FroKnowsPhoto. I was like, oh, snap. Went onto the .coms, looked for it, bought it, and just went with it and didn't ask anybody. It just felt right.
And now you can never cut your hair.
Yeah. It's been 7.5 years or more.
I can't believe you didn't even get it trimmed.
Yeah, I haven't had a trim job yet. Hey Sutter, what's the name of your business?
It's just Steven Sutter. It's
Photography.
Just self-named, branded.
I like.
Yeah, I think that works.
Steven Sutter Photography.
And I think it's easy because then you are self-branded. It's not like, hey, that guy Steven Sutter, I want him to shoot something, and then it's like,
It's not like it's
some other name.
It's not
just,
like it's Rebel Noose Photography.
Yeah.
And it has a tree with a noose and a camera hanging from it.
Sure.
That's bad. That would be bad for the people in Georgia.
I'm personal with all my clients, so it's easy for them to just say Steven Sutter and then just apply it right back to things.
Yeah, and then you Google your name, and that's probably pops up first. And
Yep.
yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Like that definitely works. Vlad Milonin. When you create your team, what's your advice? Search for members in your friends group or search for someone you don't know, but you like his or her work. I added the her because he only said his. And then create a solid friendship with that person.
That's a good question.
So this is a good question. They always tell you don't hire friends.
Yeah.
It kind of never goes too well. I mean, sometimes it can.
I think it depends.
It depends on if that
friend is really
brings
qualified.
something to the table, right? And then in the other case, I'm all about finding the people that are the best of the best of the best with honors at what they do. I want somebody that's as good as at what they do as I am at what I do. That way I can like trust in them. Like Steven going to CES and doing the video and everything, I don't question most things. Like
I
what
don't even know
angles
if you questioned at all. You would like double check and be like, "Oh, did you get that?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." Like just not even knowing that I already got it for B-roll or something.
That makes my life so much easier. And in business, like I've asked the guys, StubHub guy, Jeff Fleur, I'm like,
oh yeah,
how do you build a business like that sells for $300 or $400 million? I'm like, what do you do? I'm like, how do you give up control of certain things? He's like, you bring in good managers, you bring in good people. And I'm starting to see it as I'm starting to put together slightly like little teams of SEAL Team 6s for us that do different things. This person's job is this. Well, I find somebody who's freaking competent in that and pay them well to do it. Right?
Yeah.
And then we have this, and then we've got another editor off to the side that's editing stuff, and that means we can sit here right now while he's sitting at home editing those other videos so we can get them done. It's just finding the people that can make your tasks and make your life easier. It's not easy, but you find somebody who's just as good. If you're looking for partners or people to work with, you want them to do something that's totally opposite of you. You don't want to be both good at this, but nobody's good at that. Because I know I have one friend, he's good at the patent drawings. His partner's good at bringing the business in. So his focus is the drawings, and his partner does the business.
It's like Steve Jobs and Wozniak, One was good at making the computer, the other one was good at selling it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a good question.
Yeah, it was a good question.
Should we add him? Where's my circle?
That's what I was thinking.
Where is it?
Well, you should. I had it next to you.
Where's my circle?
Uh-oh. Where's it at?
I put it back in the wheel.
Okay. You're fine. We'll add it later.
All right. Vlad.
Nick
Moeller. Don't call me K9.
Come on down.
What do you do if your equipment gets lost in the airport? Also, how do you carry all the equipment flying around the U.S. and keep it from getting stolen? This came in last week, by the way, so this was a leftover one that I thought was business-related that I wanted to point out as being one of... How do you keep your stuff from getting lost or stolen in the airport?
You keep it with you?
You keep it with you. Aha!
And you have a TSA lock on it. And
you keep it with you. Like, we don't both go to the bathroom at the same time and say, hey, excuse me, random person sitting here at the gate that looks normal and not going to steal my stuff. Could you, watch my bags? It's not that I don't trust other people. It's that if something goes wrong, it's on me. So the way to not have to worry about your stuff getting stolen is don't put yourself into a situation where shit can get stolen. We know where it's at. We have eyes on it at all time. I'm sitting there with a bag while you go get a drink. I'm with the bathroom taking 12 P's before the flight, and you're watching the bags.
And the only thing we probably check in is our actual clothes.
Clothes and maybe something that has to go underneath.
Yeah.
And if it gets stolen, guess what?
Who cares?
It gets freaking stolen.
Yeah.
You don't put stuff underneath that you can't live without.
You don't put, 50 grand of gear.
Well, you may.
Well, yeah.
In a Pelican, but if that
gets... Pelican locked up and sealed,
So here's the thing that you do before stuff goes under a plane. You take a video of everything. You open up the Pelican, do a video of what's in it, show the airport, show the ticket, then you can give it to them. Now you have exactly what's in it so that if it comes out wrong, they're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, did Richie tell you that? Or?
No, I don't know where I got that, but it just...
Because I wouldn't have thought of taking a video.
Here's another thing for how to know how to repack your bag. Take a picture of it when you pack it, and then you'll know where to repack it.
Yeah, I always forget when I come back home the way I had it packed initially, and I can never fit any of it back in perfectly on the way home.
Do you know what one of my teachers told us in college?
What?
He always put his dirty clothes on top of his anything that he had to check.
Well, I just
to give him something to look through.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Make it difficult on them.
Yeah, right. I just bring a trash bag now for all my dirty clothes.
Yeah, you do. I used to do that too.
Yeah.
Lance Duffin. Hey, Duffman.
I saw him at Disney.
You saw Duffman?
I took a picture with him.
Really?
Yeah. Wish I had a beer with me.
Hey, Fro, how much do you typically spend on Facebook advertising? I was also wondering if you prefer to run ads in the right-hand column of Facebook or just stick with newsfeed ads or just simply promoted posts. Where is the best bang for your buck in your opinion? Love the show. Keep up the great work. Thank you. And that's Lance Duffin. So this is a good question. Early on, first 3.5 years or 4 years of the site, didn't run Facebook ads, didn't really do any advertising whatsoever. Now I have, when I talked about SEAL Team 6s, I have a SEAL Team 6 in charge of doing online advertising and tweaking and autoresponder sequences on the email list. And this is straight up parody. I'm transparency, showing you guys, I'm just telling you exactly how I do it now. I don't boost posts. I've found that boosting posts is kind of weird. It doesn't work as much. Rather than, I've found that putting up quality content that is shareable and gets shared works really well. The things that we do, that I am advertising right now, we are doing, I keep saying we, that's running the contest that is for the DSLR giveaway. Which you can still go to,
by the way?
February 28th.
Okay.
And that's, you can still enter to win a 7D Mark II or a D750 that will be fixed from Nikon. You can still enter. It's FroKnowsPhoto.com/contest. Now there's probably 50,000 entries so far.
Wow.
It's a lot, but you have a chance. You can enter, share it out, get other people to get you entries. We are targeting on Facebook the ad, the graphic itself, to certain other photography style fan pages.
And it's in the actual news feed,
It's in the news feed. We don't do the right column.
Because I have ad blocker, and that covers everything in the right column.
But not the news feed.
But not the news feed.
Right.
So I wouldn't recommend doing the right column.
So I'm running the news feed.
Which is probably cheaper.
I'm spending like $250 a day right now doing it. And it's generating anywhere between 350 and 500 new email signups, because that's the point. If you're going to run an ad, there needs to be a call to action. There needs to be a reason you're doing it. Yeah. Right. Something you're not just boosting a post just to get vanity numbers. I'm not spending the money just to spend the money.
Well, I'm sure some people want some likes out of it, right? Do they do
no.
that?
What does that do for you?
It gets more people to go to your page? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you mean adding likes to your fan page?
Adding likes to your fan
that's
page.
different if they're that. But
That's what I'm saying.
The reason I chose to do it this way is when they sign up for the contest, they're signing up for the email list. It says it there on the page that you're signing up for the email list. So if I'm adding 350 to 500 signups a day by spending $250, the goal and the idea is that anybody that's signed up for my email list knows that you get an autoresponder sequence, meaning you start to get personal emails from me over the next 2 months or so, and we're reworking it so it includes the best content, so that people that may not have been here 4.5 years ago are going to see some of the best pieces of content that I think they can learn from. And I see the emails that come back, people are like, this is great, thank you for sending it. It's good information that we're sending. But then they'll get to the Squarespace email. It's like, hey, what do you use Squarespace, or what do you use for your own personal website? And it's an email about Squarespace showing them why I use it and how they build it. And we know that Squarespace and I have a specific deal that works, that when somebody signs up and uses my code, it benefits me. So that's part of the autoresponder sequence. That's why the whole thing is you get people involved. Then when I have a new product come out, there's a new product, or there's that RAWtalk email. Now they start listening to RAWtalk, which in turn raises the numbers, which in turn means you can ask for more money for a plug from a sponsor. It all works hand in hand.
It all comes full circle.
That's how I do it. That's how we're doing it. I don't physically make the ads. And we target them directly. We don't just willy-nilly. When you boost a post, it says it will send it to X amount of friends and their friends. I don't want to send to their friends. I want to send directly to the people that like photography.
That you're targeting,
So if digital photo schools out there in the world that has 500 million likes or something, we can target them and continue to target them. And you have to watch what's called the frequency. If your frequency gets to a certain number, that means that the same people have seen the ad 5, 6, 7 times. It may start to become annoying. So you have to keep it fresh and change your ads every couple days. Change the text, change the type. It's a whole game. Facebook is an entire game. That's why I have a guy that's the best at that. That's why he does that. And this is just to forward the business. It's, you know, I'm adding stuff organically all the time. When I was doing it organically, it was anywhere between 75 to 120 signups a day organically from making the videos and saying, hey, put the average, you know, click here to sign up for the FroKnowsPhoto email list. So still organically adding them, but now we're adding even more the other way, which then just ups everything. Because now if I send out an email for somebody to buy the video guide, instead of having 100 emails going out, now maybe you have 1,000, which means your percentages, if you're converting at X%, you're going to still convert at X%, but over a larger number. Wow, I just got into total business mode right there.
Yeah, you really talked a
but
while
does
about
it make
that.
sense?
Yeah,
but it makes sense. I just want people
really
to understand that. That's how we do it. Now, for a photographer, you're going to have to figure out what, if you're looking for weddings, you can search, I'm sure. You think you can search for engaged, recently engaged?
I think you can go by like marital status.
Right.
You
Oh, you
target
can
that
on Facebook?
specifically.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, you could target engaged.
So basically, if you want to target engaged people within X amount of radius, you go onto Facebook and you read up and you find, I want people that are engaged.
But within the past like 2 months or something.
Or if you can do that, or it may just be engaged.
Okay,
because I don't
gotcha.
know, you can specify they changed it 2 months ago. It just says engaged, and you're going to target an ad directly to them if they're in this area, whatever. Then you just target them. That's what it is for photography. I wouldn't boost posts for your people to see more of them, because you can just put out another post, and if it's a quality post that people interact with, you're going to get a lot more views
It'll
out of
naturally
it, which
just
then
go
it's
out
going to
there.
organically get out there.
And somehow the reach ends up being more than your numbers, which I don't get.
Well, because what
I guess
happens
'cause
is when
people
they share it,
other
then
people
other
see
people
it.
that aren't liking, that haven't liked your page,
Gotcha.
add to that reach.
Okay.
Because it's insane how we put some things up and you get 80,000, or now when you get 170,000, like
It was like the Nikon 360
had over
project.
200,000. I have
Crazy.
134,000 likes.
Yeah, that one
So that
went
got
big.
shared hundreds and hundreds of times. Wow, I spent a lot of time on that, but I want people to understand how it works. That's hopefully you can learn something
great
from
input
that.
because you really talked in depth about everything.
Oh, Snapchat for Business was the other thing. I left myself a note.
For
What?
business.
What are you
okay.
looking at?
I thought we already talked about that.
Well, we talked that I'm doing Snapchat.
Gotcha.
But I just want to say that people are trying to figure out how to monetize, not monetize, but utilize Snapchat
Snap
as
cash.
Well, there's Snap Cash. I'll tell you why
Strip for
people are
$5. Snap me.
exactly. Well, why people are big into Snapchat for business, like the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world.
Gotcha.
Because you have a captive audience. If I'm putting up my story and it's going to expire in 24 hours, people then know they need to go check it out because they want to see what you're doing next. Or if you can send to everybody directly, which you can't. I mean, you can, but you have to individually click people. And if you have thousands of people, you're not going to do that. But if you receive a Snapchat from me and it's like, oh, I better watch this, it's only going to be 10 seconds at most anyway. So you have a captive audience that's going to watch. They're going to engage with your stuff.
Well, and I think, didn't your buddy Greg Wax say it would also be good to, like, since it only lasts 24 hours, you can do something like, oh, we're doing a T-shirt deal for,
Well, that's what I was
until
thinking.
this snap runs out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I was
24
thinking of
hours.
doing for like a special code.
Yeah, I think that would be cool to
So
use.
those are things we could do.
Yeah.
Sebastian Drolskahagen. Huh?
Sebastian McCall.
That's what I was
Oh, no, sorry. It wasn't Sebastian McCall.
I make jeans. What jeans
wait.
do you wear, Jared?
This episode is not brought to you by Sebastian McCall. Check him out at Sebastian McCall Jeans or Charlie's Jeans in Philadelphia. I don't know. It's all made in the USA. And they do feel much better than the other jeans that I've had in the past. Great music is a major element to create videos and slideshows that emotionally move your customer.
Oh, yeah.
Which service, quote, stock agency, do you recommend if you don't sing yourself? So it's a good question that I actually didn't write, because it leads into us talking about somebody that's going to be on the new wheel, because we've been using a company called Audio Blocks for adding sound effects. Whenever you were watching the videos with the all the cameras on the table, and Steven said, I say $2,000, and you hear ka-ching. Well, that is a piece of audio that we got from audioblocks.com.
I think I just searched up like cash register or something like that.
They've got hundreds of thousands of audio tracks that are royalty-free that you can use. We use CES. You use what? Video blocks?
I use both video and audio blocks.
So let me just, I'm just going to give you information because you can sign up to try it for free. We are going to start working with video blocks and audio blocks because, well, we've been using the service. Todd uses the service.
Todd's actually the one that told us about it.
Todd's the one who told us the secret to getting the $99.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you guys the secret to getting the $99 for the year instead of $79 a month. I wrote it down because this was a really good question, and it makes sense because as you get into doing you need to have royalty-free music. You need to, if you use Beyonce's song, then you're not gonna get the money for it.
Yeah.
But if you use something that's similar that they made that has a couple of different beats that it's not Beyonce and you can tell, well then you find that as background audio. Or so I'm just gonna tell you what you can do because you can try it for yourself. So video blocks, for audio blocks, you can go to audioblocks.com/go/fro.
Aww.
Or for video blocks, you can go to videoblocks.com/go/fro.
Whoa.
Can you add an annotation on the screen for that? So both of those, they're the same company, but they're separate subscriptions.
Gotcha.
I paid for both for the year.
Yep.
$99. So you could take the 7-day free trial, but let me tell you about the trial real quick. It's a 7-day free trial, and unlike Squarespace, you do have to enter your credit card information because if you don't cancel before the 7 days, they're going to basically charge you the $79 a month option.
Automatically.
But what you can do, and this is what I did and what Todd recommended to do, and this is what I'm suggesting that you do because I'm telling you that you can get it for $99, is you sign up using your credit card. You can go ahead and cancel it before the 7 days. Make sure you cancel it before the 7 days. Then they're going to email you an offer because we've worked it out. They're going to email you the offer for $99 for the year if you like the service. If you don't, just make sure that you canceled it so that they don't charge you. But their customer service is really good. I've had to deal with them before, and they've taken care of whatever it is that I've needed. Anyway, that's
totally worth it. $99.
You just used it for the pre-roll for CES, right? All the Las Vegas stuff.
Basically, I use for video blocks. I use Las Vegas footage, just standard B-roll footage of the Las Vegas sign. Also used it for there's a time lapse feature that I have in there. I also threw in like a escalator version of just people moving. There's all kinds of footage. You can speed it up. Yeah, it actually looked like I shot that one.
I thought you did shoot that one.
No, I didn't shoot that one. All kinds of different footage you can get. You can do HD. You can do 4K, you can do everything. There's also they do After Effects graphics as well, or templates you can get,
and green screeny type stuff.
Yeah, you can do that stuff as well. Backgrounds, and then for audio blocks, they have sound effects, loops, so Foley and all that kind of stuff, and also just music in general. So
you used it for speeding up the thing.
Yeah, I use it for the intro, and then I also used it. The entire video, if you notice, it's very subtle, but there's a music bed. The entire CES video, there's like 8 songs altogether.
Oh, I didn't know
Which I actually took like 2 hours just to search out the perfect like tech songs, but not too like techno and stuff like that. But yeah, it worked out. So
people have been people have been asking us what we've been using, and now that there's a lot more video, we've been using audio blocks. We've been using video blocks, and we're working on some other stuff that we'll share with you when that's stuff comes out.
So it's great too, just adding on to that with audio blocks. You can also get really specific and tell it like what tempo you want, the length of it, the type of mood you're looking for. You can really get specific.
I'm looking for 8 inches and this big around. Oh, it's not a porn site. It's audio blocks and video blocks. So audioblocks.com/go/fro, videoblocks.com/go/fro. Sign up for the free trial, then go ahead and cancel it.
Silently cancel.
And then take the $99 offer that they offer you, because that way it's $99 for the year.
Boom.
That's the way that you can do that. Okay, but that is a good question. That's what we do. And the reason you use the royalty-free stuff is so that when you put it out onto YouTube, it doesn't get third-party matches, so that because a lot of times if it's third party, it won't show around the world, or somebody else is going to get paid for it, or they're going to YouTube's going to take it down and not allow it at all.
Yeah, and the ads that run, you're not seeing any of that profit as well, right?
Right, you don't see any of it. So here, if you're doing weddings, they have great wedding music, or just in general,
perfect inspirational like music. Yeah.
There's a bunch of these companies out there. It's just that Todd recommended this to us, and for $99, I found another company. It was $35 a song.
Oh yeah.
So why would I do that when for $99 a year I can have access to 150,000? Oh yeah. And then for video, the more you do, blah blah blah. Screw that.
There's a lot of good video footage.
There's just a lot on there.
A lot.
Well, that was pretty cool. The time lapse of Vegas Strip.
They had so much Vegas stuff. Like if you just go on Video Blocks, search up Las Vegas, you'll see you can actually see the clips we use.
Well, I wonder if anybody noticed it. we
The
used
time
it.
lapse probably, because that would have taken some time. Whoever actually did that.
Dave Lowry. Lawrie. Lawrie. How does your website and video analytics affect the way you produce and distribute your content? It's a good question, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I study what videos do better. I actually don't really worry too much about the page views on the site as much as I used to. They have gone up. I think they've gone up partly due to running those Facebook ads because they bring more traffic to the site. I look a lot at the Bitly clicks to see how many, and if anybody wants to know how much something's getting Bitly clicked, you take the Bitly link and you add a plus to the end of it in the URL. So if you ever see a Bitly link from anybody, you can see how many clicks and how many shares and saves have been done on it.
I didn't know that was public.
You put you put a plus behind it. You put it up in the bit.ly/whatever
then plus.
and then I think you put a plus there, and then you hit enter, and it brings you to the stats page. I don't know. Somebody told me that a long time ago.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah. So you look at what videos do better, and you say, well, this gets 10 times more views. Maybe I should focus on doing that type of video. So that's how I get it when I study the analytics. Daniel Robbins.
Tim Robbins?
No, not Timothy Robbins. Is that the one from Winnie the Pooh? Tim
Yes.
Robbins?
I think there's a Robin. I don't
Yeah,
know the
you
first
said this
name, though.
before.
I did.
I think it was Timothy. And Tim Robbins.
Winnie the Pooh. I like eating honey. I couldn't remember what he likes eating. I'm going to reach my hand into the honey pie.
Pot.
Honey pot.
Honey pie, did you say?
Well, honey pie. That's a Beatles song. All right, Daniel Robbins. Do you send out press releases for bigger projects like your video guides? Is this kind of thing a waste of time for freelance photo/video businesses, or is it a potential way to get new clients through more eyes on? Look, press releases are shit.
I hate press
releases. Press releases are so passé that when I see a press release, big letters in my email box, I go, I don't want to fucking read
And then
this
it's
shit.
8,000 pages
right.
long.
And it's just people tooting their own freaking horn. What do we do to promote something? I have the best press release in the world. I make YouTube videos. I have access to people directly. I don't need to these press people that want to charge you money to do press releases because they have a press list. If you want to reach somebody, you call them directly. You email them directly personally. I think a very effective way to reach somebody today is you make a personal video, you put it up unlisted so nobody can see it but them, and you send it directly to them. It's different, except you don't say, I made a video for you, and, because that could be spam.
Yeah.
But you lead it with an email. It's like, hey, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to get my point across. I made a video for you. It's up on YouTube as unlisted. Go and click, just something like that.
Maybe put in a screenshot so they don't think it's like spam or
right, exactly.
a link for a virus.
Paul Chapman. Now you have built a team with the Stevens, Digi Ritchie, and Todd. Do you see the future? Well, no, I don't see the future. The future moving towards a Scott Kelby approach with numerous contributors. Sutter. Numerous contributors, or do you think this would dilute the brand? P.S. Would like for Steven to do an audio YouTube video if possible. Going to Florida. Oh, we're going to Florida. So he'd be interested to see you do a YouTube, audio type videos at some point.
I'll add my point on. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, and I'll throw in my 2 cents.
What I'm looking to do is bring in people that are specialized. Adam, Digi Ritchie, Todd, you, people that are good at what they do. One that makes extra content for the site that's educational and informative. I'm working on Fro 3.0, the new website. There's a whole...
Is that anything started with that yet?
Well, it's all
wondering.
in the designed
Gotcha.
stage. So I know how I want to do it.
So it has started the process.
We've started the discussion process.
Gotcha.
Everything good, Sutter?
The drawing board.
The drawing board. That's what my other SEAL Team 6 is working on.
Did you say that because the interview? SEAL
What?
Team 6, you keep saying that?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking the interview, remember?
Yeah, well, the interview was terrible.
He's like, SEAL
I
Team 6.
enjoyed it.
I loved it.
I thought it was
It's
hilarious.
total
I watched
Seth
it with my whole
Rogen and
family on Christmas
James
Eve.
Franco comedy.
Look, I knew what it was going into it.
Pineapple
There's some
Express
funny stuff.
Too.
I was with Modest Yahoo watching it here, so there may have been some secondhand.
Was there some Pineapple Express
There
going
may
on
have been
here?
some Pineapple Express going on secondhandedly that
Allegedly.
made it funnier, and I got to say it helped.
Yeah.
But that was anyway.
I liked it.
I'm not moving in a like Kelby is so I'm gonna talk to him about business. What I love doing with interviews about people that I want to interview is I ask questions I want to know answers to. Like I will dig deep into Scott Kelby.
Oh god!
Thank God this is coming out on Monday, and I'm
cut
there.
to the core of him.
No, I want to ask questions. I want to know, like, because he's a freaking amazing business person.
Oh, he is.
They have built, I think they have maybe 100 employees at Kelby Media or whatever it is.
Wow.
We're going to go to his offices.
And the grid, I mean, their freaking set is
They
incredible.
have a great
looking.
set.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not building something like he does, which has a membership site. Maybe I'll have a membership site someday. But my goal is to build the video guides, maybe do some back-end membership stuff, which is a higher priced item. See, the thing with membership sites, his are priced very well. If I'm going to do something, it's going to be higher end content or higher end one-on-one type mentorship where you're going to pay a couple $1,000s for X amount of months, but it's kind of hands-on direct mentorship. I could have Adam doing that. I could have Todd doing, and we're not talking about that type of price, but if somebody wants to be a mentor, I'm not going to take on 100 mentor people through a year. It could be like, I'm going to take 4 people on for 3 months, and it's going to be X amount of dollars, and each week we'll Skype and we'll talk about it, but that's down the road. That's a different idea. No, I don't see going that way, but I just like having all this extra content to bring people into the fold of FroKnowsPhoto so that they watch RAWtalk, so they watch more videos, so they get introduced to other people, so that at some point you want to make an audio guide, we can release an audio guide for $27 or something, and then now we have another piece of content that people could purchase, kind of like what what's his name's doing with Gary Fong is doing for $13.
Yeah.
So.
Or Joey L with his $25 guides.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to add on to the audio stuff. I think I'm going to finally start doing some videos because I finally had the opportunity to just wipe my computer. I completely started fresh, bought a new SSD for the main hard drive for the OS, and pretty much I'm starting from scratch and just reinstalling all the main core programs I need.
Wiki.
And I can actually do some ScreenFlow and not make it look like my desktop's a freaking organized mess. To everyone else.
I gotta start blowing through these quicker.
Yeah,
because I still have 2.5 pages.
Let's do it.
Dan Dreas, using social media to expand your brand. Should you have the same images on multiple sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., or should you diversify with different styles on each?
Another good question.
Social media is all about diversification, but I do put up the same photo on Instagram and have it now automatically post to Twitter because that's a way that people will see, oh, it's Instagram, I better go sign up. And then on Facebook, I will maybe put, I don't always put up the same, I don't put up the photos from Instagram on Facebook generally.
You don't. You
like
tend
90% of the time.
Separately.
Unless
yeah.
it's something that is important.
Facebook's like its own different thing for you.
So that is the answer right there, is no matter what social network you're on, each one has to be handled a certain way because they're all different forms of communication.
And Snapchat will always be something different, which is why I love it.
Exactly.
Unless you use a third-party app.
Luke Tevaball, what's bringing you to Florida? So I've already told that. We're going to Kelby.
Yep.
And figuring while we're down there, oh shit! It says, "What's bringing you to Florida?" You know, the first 2 times I read it, I thought it meant, "What are you bringing to Florida?" Dude, my reading comprehension skills. Seriously, I misread things. I read this 3 times because I pulled it from Facebook.
Is it like a dyslexic thing, or
I think no, my brain. It probably has to do with my eyes.
Definitely
Seeing words that aren't like. Getting a glimpse of what the word is, but reading it as something totally different.
I don't know if
really
that's
dyslexia.
Fast and like glimpsing over it almost.
Right. I thought this says, "What's bringing you to Florida?" I thought it said, "What are you bringing to Florida?"
Well, we talked about what's bringing us there, but did we talk about what we're bringing?
No, but that isn't the question.
I know, but I didn't know if you wanted to chime in on that.
We are bringing the RAWtalk stuff.
Yep.
The 3 D610s that we use.
On the think tank.
In the think tank.
What bag is that?
Airport security.
That's it.
I was at Allen's yesterday, and he had the Mi Photo tripods there that I've never really gotten to see. And I tried them, and they have these carbon fiber ones, which are priced at like $329, and they have the aluminum version of the carbon fiber, which are less expensive in the $200 range, which isn't bad for an SLR style, a pretty nice tripod, which I'll showcase.
What's the max weight on one of those?
It said 20 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
They're small. I'm surprised.
Depending on what if you're going to do video, they need to really come out with a video head that you can buy. So I ordered a Benro video head that we can use because you take the other one off for travel. They fold down to this small.
Wow.
but they will get fully high and be stable because I was testing out the stability and asking the guy, like, Alan, what do you think of this? Which was what I like. I was telling you this earlier, is that when I go to these shows, other than always having, taking pictures with people and talking, anytime I go to a booth to see something, everybody tries to sell you something. I don't want to be sold something. I just want to see how it works and hear it practically speaking. So when I was at Alan's just looking at this yesterday, I was like, I better ask for some of these. So I called up MePhoto and asked them to send 3 of them.
That's great.
It's like $1,000 worth of tripods, but I asked for it anyway.
Nice.
Oh, well. I think because they're going to be great for travel because they're light, and to give us one video head so that when I'm speaking to that class.
Yeah, I need to follow you for that, definitely. Lucas
Fellers, I've been working with models on a TFP trade. Too bad it's not trade photo TFF. Anyway, trade for pics, right? Is that what it's called? TFP?
Or trade for portfolio or something.
Right.
It's either way.
Basically, to build my portfolio. I'm really enjoying this work and believe now that I want to gear more towards headshots, fashion, hair, etc. I love doing this, but I need to make the jump from trade to profit. What's the best way to market for this in the search for paying clients? You have to start asking for the sale. You ask for the sale. You put out your best work. People start going, oh, snap, I love what you're doing. Can I do that? You're like, yeah, here's how much the session is. Let's freaking do it.
Boom.
You just don't take the TFP anymore. No more TFP, yo. It's
Sounds
not
like a drug.
easy. Yeah, no more TFP.
No TFP.
No TFP. Stephanie Rosizecki. When you start to have clients, how do you know when it's a good time to increase your prices? For you, what is the best argument to set the price of a picture when you sell it? Well, when it comes to when do you know it's time to raise your prices is when nobody's balking at your prices.
Sell for $6 million.
When nobody's saying, oh, that's too expensive or could we work out a deal, that means if they're taking your first offer, you're too inexpensive. Excuse me. And when it comes to setting prices for photos, I just base everything. How much does a photo cost? How much do I think I should make on it? What do I want to make on it? It's personal preference, and you go from there.
Yeah, it really is.
Gordon C. Burns. I have a portfolio and website that shows my skills. Squarespace for the win, in parentheses. But like with most creatives, I have trouble networking outside of the artistic community. Any tips on the best way to network, approach the companies and businesses that would be interested in hiring a photographer? Love the show. You got to get out. You got to get out, and you got to find ways to get these people to become aware of your product. Find out the name of the guy that you're trying to reach and target a Facebook ad just to him. Just to him.
Put his name in there.
Put his name in it and
Make
say,
it
hey,
super creepy.
Hire me. But you can do
This
that.
ad is for you, Mr. Johnson.
You can target the ad.
Yeah.
You know where the person lives in the city. You know the name, so you can target the name. You can target certain where they work. So if people post where they work, this is an interesting thing. If they post where they work, you can target people just at that job.
Wow.
So if you're looking to hire somebody away from somebody, you can target to them.
I need you.
I've heard where realtors have used this effectively to people that are they found that companies were moving to other cities and states. So they found which ones were moving. Then they knew that those people would be looking for, so say they're moving from California to Topeka, Kansas. They knew that the people that were moving,
4,000 employees over there,
would need housing.
Any new places
so the
in
realtor,
Topeka, Kansas.
The realtor targeted Facebook ads to those people geared towards getting houses in that area, and that's how he got more jobs. It's just think of these ways to be effective, and Facebook is a way to be freaking effective when you know how to do it right.
Wow. I got to just look at that one day, you know. All the Facebook targeting, it's so interesting how focused you can really get on.
That's why
it's so effective.
It's so effective because, well, it's based off of people putting up the information themselves.
Yeah, they're supplying it for you.
And then now you're searching it. I answered that. Greg Noel, what's the biggest mistake you've made or hardest lesson you've learned so far in this business?
Ooh, that's
which
tough.
I didn't read earlier. I missed the this.
That's tough.
I read it so far I skipped the this and read just in business. One piece of advice for us to avoid that mistake / lessons. Biggest mistake. I think some of this is not like, I'm not going to pinpoint something exactly, but I think biggest mistake is starting to listen to certain people too much, or starting to listen to what other people think you should do instead of sticking to your gut. What does that quote say?
Drown out the other opinions or something like that.
Can you grab that? It's right in front of the printer. You have enough time to do that, Sutter? Thanks. It's framed. It's a Steve Jobs quote.
I got you this.
So, yeah, Steven got me this. Where'd you get it?
Amazon. There was a guy
sweet.
selling custom framed Steve Jobs quotes.
Which I hope it's really his quote because I still haven't found it attributed somewhere.
It's his the university speech.
Oh, right. Yeah,
whatever that big
at Stanford.
Stanford speech. It's part of it. It's one of his big sayings in that. He had a lot of good quotes from that speech specifically.
Really good. You know who helped him with that? Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love the Newsroom.
Yeah, I love Newsroom too. Thank you. This says, can you read it?
It says, don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your inner voice.
So basically what that's saying is fuck what the other people have to say and what they think you should do and their comments and that they're, the commenters on Facebook and stuff, and just go with your gut. Huh?
That's why I gave it to you, all the
and it's
commenters.
True. But it's true. So some of the mistakes can be not going with your gut. If you like a photo in your portfolio and somebody else doesn't, go with what you like. There's a reason it's your portfolio. Stick to your guns. That is what I have to say about business is like, so the mistakes are just like listening to other people when I should just be focusing on worrying what I think. It's not saying I totally ignore everything else. So to avoid that is just don't get stuck with, don't just get stuck in that hole of listening to other people.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain situations, obviously, where that comes in handy, but then there's also certain situations that you don't know enough about.
But you bring in professionals.
Yeah, you don't really want to make your own opinion on that.
So this is a long question. I'm going to read it because I think it's important. Sharon Wells, her heart just went bump, bump. Hey, Jared and Stevens.
Hey.
My question relates to experience versus costs when pricing my work. After running my costs of business numbers for my 2015 projections, I quickly realized the amount I need to make is much higher per shoot than I realized. My concern is if I put my pricing at this level, I am at the top of the market where most photographers that charge this much have 30 years plus experience.
Oh, wow.
I have a consistent product and have been second shooting portfolio building for more than 2 years now, but I am uncomfortable charging the same, if not more, than the mentors I have looked up to, as I do feel I deliver the same quality of product as they do as of right now. I don't feel I deliver. See? You see how I read that?
Well,
you see how I read that?
That changes the story a lot.
Do you see what happens in my brain? Do you see why I would mess up things in school?
How many of these questions have we read wrong the entire time?
I think we're at 3 right now. 4.
So anyway, she says she doesn't feel that she delivers the same quality of products as they do as of right now. So what's a girl to do? Charge the higher price and deliver products not justified at the value, charge less and eat the dip? I mean, this is a simple question. You did your projections and realized that if you charge what you're currently charging, you won't make any money. So you should be out of business is kind of the answer at that point, right? If you go by that, so you need to do what you need to do to stay in business. Either cut your expenses, because I don't know what the hell you're spending money on.
Yeah, but charging like of the same amount the top photographers are charging?
I have no problem with charging. Well, yeah, I'm just saying that if there's no alternative than charging what the other people are charging. The other alternative is being out of business because you're not making enough money to continue. First off, you have to have confidence in your work. I mean, they're charging that much money. They must be doing something. If they've been in business for 30 years, their expenses must be lower than you. I don't know. If you need more, then you need to charge more.
That's what I'm saying. They must be charging a lot if they're at the top of their game.
Right.
At the top of the market. So why does she need that much money?
I don't know. But if you're not confident in the work that you're doing, there's a problem there. You have to be confident in the work that you do. And if you're... there's nothing wrong with going after the same high priced. I'd rather be in a higher priced field than the lower end. I'd rather make $5,000 on a wedding than $1,000 and have to do 5 weddings in the span of doing one. Instead of doing 20 a year, you could do $25,000 weddings versus doing 57 $1,000 weddings.
Yeah.
So you have I would like to know what your expenses are.
Me too. That's what it comes down to.
But if you're not comfortable, then you're not you shouldn't be. The answer is, if you're not comfortable in business, you're not comfortable. It's like, it's that. You have to be confident in your work. Does that sound right, Sutter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of words thrown around, but for the most part, yeah.
What are you saying? I was verbose there. Wilmer Valderrama, just kidding. Wilmer Brower, flying solo question. I want to start a blog and make video reviews and such.
Blogspot?
But I'm
Tumblr.
from the Netherlands, and I'm in doubt whether to do a blog that videos in English or Dutch. What's your opinion on this? Thanks, Jared. Have a great weekend, guy, and I learned a lot.
Start
from
an
you.
Angel Fire account.
What's Angel Fire?
You don't remember Angel Fire? Back in the day?
GeoCities, you mean?
Or GeoCities? Wasn't
Same
that
thing?
Angel Fire?
I
Same
don't
thing?
remember.
Or it was like maybe one was Yahoo, one was something else? Like way back in the day.
Angel. I remember the name. I
Probably
just don't.
mid-90s or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Terrible.
Yeah. Oh, Angel Fire.
Yeah, I thought you would
Just
get
like
that.
GeoCities.
Yeah, I think it's the same
So
thing.
if you're going to be doing audio blogs, you better speak English well if you're going to do it in English. Because we've seen in certain photo videos, there's somebody out there who doesn't speak English very well, and it makes it hard to watch the video in English because you can't understand the words that are coming out of the guy's mouth. That could be a problem.
Yes, it could be.
So I've also heard that if you are in another country and you crush it over there, they may give you more reach into the United States if you're doing English. I would say do English. Most of the world speaks English and understands it because you're pigeonholing yourself inside of Dutch.
Yeah.
Inside of the Netherlands, if that's all you speak. Almost there.
Yeah, a lot of flying solo.
Well,
this
there
week.
was the business questions were important, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
And I also am going off on tangents, but
Yeah.
I think they're legitimate business tangents. I haven't done this in a while where I've really gone into depth on this stuff, and I think people appreciate it.
Oh, yeah,
Tim
definitely.
Bowser.
Bowser.
Hello, Jared, and hello to FroKnowsPhoto family hashtag. The first part of my flying solo, actually, it's going to be one question. I better wait till Sutter sits down because it's for him. The first part of my flying solo question is for Steven Sutter. Has working for the Fro brand brought any new business your way, and have you seen an increase of interest in your own personal brand due to your work on RAWtalk? Oh yeah, and where's the Postman Sutter hat?
I have definitely seen a growth in personal work. I don't think I've gotten more paid work through RAWtalk just because it's targeted directly to photographers. I don't think other photographers would be hiring me to do work. A lot of my work is specific to South Jersey, headshots and other portraiture business stuff, and I don't think any of them are coming through this.
Did you find some realtors that were interested in having you shoot their houses?
I've shot for a ton of realtors.
Because I know somebody got in contact with you about that once.
I've had a couple of people ask me how to shoot real estate. I've gotten a bunch of emails from that, but
Yeah. And your Instagram following has gone up.
yeah.
So there is a
I'm at
bounce.
And Leanne's, right?
Leanne's, I think, has just Leanne had more than me when I met her. She had over 1,000. I only had 800.
That's the famous. Wait, what's the one you guys have together?
We haven't used it.
Oh, you haven't
Wait,
used
they
it?
have one together?
They have one together, a joint account.
We had one. I don't know.
It's a cute one.
It hasn't been active in a little while. But how many followers do you have on Instagram, Steve?
3 million. No, I have 3.9, I think.
Okay.
1,000.
Million. 3.9 thousand. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Got
good.
it.
Yep.
Then there was a second part, but I like the first part better. Maeva Silva, I'm moving to Hong Kong in a few weeks. I've reached out to Kai Wong a few months ago about possibly being an intern there. His response was for me to email him closer to the moving date as he might be interested. I emailed a few weeks back and still no response. What should be the next step?
Don't be annoying about it.
Well, I would make him a video and remind him or forward him
up.
that what?
Show up.
Well, actually, yeah, show up at the door and just make him understand, make them say, look, he talked to me. He told me to come in closer to the time when I was moving. I'd like to be an intern. But again, intern, that's just going to be an intern. I don't know the laws in China because there are no laws. It's communist.
That's cool that he got back to them.
Yeah, it's cool, but I
pretty
mean,
immediately the first time.
I get these requests all the time. Can I be your intern, or can I assist you? And I try to answer most of them with, I have plenty of assistants here. Thank you for your interest, but that's
You get a
really
lot
it.
of
I have to be
emails.
honest about it.
Yeah.
Just shut it down so people aren't getting false sense of hope. Matthew Katalkwecki. Running a business is scary in the sense of taxes. Where does a person go to learn about taxes, business tax write-offs, expenses, how to manage paperwork throughout the year? Better yet, make a video on it. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. Don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You know what that's a quote from?
No.
You're not the boss of me.
What's that from?
Boogie Nights.
Is it?
Yeah, he can't get an erection anymore. He's like, I'm Dirk Diggler. When I want a video, he's like, I'm Dirk Diggler. When I want to shoot a video, I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go. Look, I can get it up. I can get it up right now. That's Marky Mark.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I think we found a transformer.
And I probably saw it at too young of an age that I can't even like recall it.
You seen Boogie Nights?
I don't think so.
It's been so long. That was
Can
one of
you
Marky
please go
Mark's
watch-
first movies, right?
Can you please go watch Boogie Nights?
Is it worth watching Boogie Nights?
It's funny.
Boogie
yeah.
Nights is one of the great. It's a long movie that covers like
Porn?
from the 70s through the 80s. Yes, it tackles the subject of porn. It has Roller Girl, which I just found out Gwyneth Paltrow turned down the role of Roller Girl to Heather Graham.
Oh, God.
She was on Stern yesterday.
Well, they're both beautiful.
They're both very good looking. It's Burt Reynolds, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Ah, rip. R.I.P.
John
not
C.
W.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
The black guy
yeah.
who. What's his name?
The black guy.
That's racist.
That's yeah. Well, I'm saying it's not Wayne Brady. It's the other one.
Wayne Brady.
That
the
looks
other
like him.
One.
He played. He didn't play. Was he? Who was Mandela?
Oh, the guy from also from Iron Man, right?
Yes, Iron Man.
What's his
Don
name?
Cheadle.
John Cheadle. Yeah.
We got there.
Okay.
I just had
Just
this
took us
6 degrees of black actors. Don Cheadle. So it has so many amazing actors in it, and what's that girl's name? Not Heather Graham, but the other woman in it. Anyway, it was the first DVD I ever bought. Boogie Nights with your girlfriend, you'll get laid. But it's a great movie to watch. I know he already gets laid.
What was I just gonna say? Did you see the new Avengers trailer? Speaking of
Yeah.
Iron Man, did you like it?
I mean, I could care less about Avengers when it first came. The movie, I wasn't a big
Dude, it's
fan.
like all the superheroes coming together. It's
I've never been a
badass.
superhero fan.
Badass.
I find the movies to be
Badass.
enjoyable, but I never watched it. So
I'm
I
looking
need
forward to it.
wait. I need to answer the guy's question.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Do you know how you learn about taxes? You get an accountant, and you pay the accountant to do your taxes, and then you ask questions, and that's how you make sure that your stuff is done better and hopefully right.
I just hire my dad. He does it for me. Well,
Exactly.
he helps me out doing it.
I just give mine in with my dad's, and they just do it with it.
The last 2 years ago was the first year I did it on my own with him.
I have an accountant.
I still am like super confused about half of it.
I let the accountant. They tell me how much I need, what I
Yeah.
need to do, what you need to. They
It's
take
like,
care of it.
You can write off this. You can't do that, but you can do this.
All I tell them is to keep it kosher.
Yep.
They keep it kosher. They know what that's their job. That's a SEAL Team 6 right there. They are good at that. That's what they do.
Cool.
Clark Podger, do you think using yourself as a branding focal point has limited your ability to expand as a business? Absolutely not. I think it's helped me expand as a business because, you know, it's my voice and I am the site, which is, to me, gives me the credibility to say that it's not like somebody else is speaking out. You know, it's my voice. It's my choice of saying what I want to say. And I think it works today when you're your own brand. I can't turn around and sell FroKnowsPhoto and leave. That doesn't happen because I am the brand.
Unless there's another fro.
Yeah.
Unless there is another fro, but then there's all that credibility lost. So, currently, where's the guy's name?
You chopped off his name?
Yeah. Currently, all videos and podcasts primarily feature you. Oh, maybe it's the same guy. With hindsight, would you have changed anything in regard to your current marketing setup to allow for expansion without sacrificing more of your time? Currently, all videos and podcasts primarily. Well, yeah, they all primarily feature because it's FroKnowsPhoto. FroKnowsPhoto. I am bringing other people into the fold now, as you've seen. We talked about it earlier.
Yep.
But it's still wrapped in my brand. Because that is what people have come to recognize. And they know that if the people that I'm bringing are like their own SEAL Team 6. They're the best of the best of the best with honors, sir.
So many SEAL Team 6s.
References.
Where's SEAL Team 7 and 8 and 9?
There are
and
none. It's
1,
SEAL
2,
Team
3,
6
4,
is
5.
the top of the line. Colton Derek Cunningham. Woo. Colton Derek Cunningham. When setting prices for photography services, is there a certain way that items should be priced? Oh, if I use my finger to... look at the words, I actually see the word better.
Interesting.
I'm currently shooting senior portraits at $150 and giving them a disc of all the high-res images, roughly about 80 per shoot.
80.
So we're talking less, basically about $1 and
$2
an image or less, along with Facebook quality images with watermarks. Am I charging too little, or should I charge for the shoots and print, or do I charge? Probably means to say more. There is no word. I'm adding it. More for the shoots and prints. $150 is not going to go too far.
No.
Especially for what you're delivering.
It's a great deal for whoever's getting it.
It is a good deal, but then you're going to fall into the friend zone where you're not going to get a lot of jobs that are paying more because it's $150. If the quality of work is there, you need to charge more. I think a thing like this, $275, $300, take your time into consideration, make some money. But $150 for all that work, you have to edit all those 80 photos, you have to burn those 80 photos, you have to make the Facebook ones. You're basically making no money.
80's a lot too, I feel like.
It's too many.
Yeah.
It's too many options. It's like wedding photographers giving 2,000 photos.
5 of the same picture.
I noticed
with a
this from a recent wedding, is I love this person's portfolio because they're the best of the best. And it's the best photos from all their weddings. And then when I saw the proofs, then I'm starting to see things that I wouldn't have ever put in there.
Yeah.
It's like, just pick the best of the best. Don't put this other stuff out publicly. Stephen Spalding, S-T-E-V-E-N. With digital marketing being quite popular, is using printed marketing such as counter signs or posters still seen as a viable marketing strategy. I think you can be unique and different today in doing things that used to be popular, that fell off of the wayside, but now can be extremely effective. Old school marketing of sending something to somebody in the mail is going to be effective because most people don't do it anymore. So I think it can be effective, yes. That's flying solo. Let's get Wheel of Fro up here. We have to spin it twice this week. You good on time, Sutter? All right, we have to spin it twice because we didn't spin it in Vegas.
We forgot about that part.
Can you remind me to let's film a spin after the show
for next week?
For in Florida.
Gotcha.
Just because I don't have a case for this.
Wait,
little
do they
wheel.
even have a TV for us?
Well,
or anything?
bring the big wheel first. Sorry. No, you know what? Oh, fine. Put that here. Sorry, because I had the other guy's thing on it.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not going to add that guy. Who's that guy up there?
It was Bill from a couple weeks ago.
No, that would be Vlad's spot.
Oh, you're talking about that guy?
Yeah. Can you write Vlad in there because you're right-handed or something?
How do you spell Vlad?
V-L-A-D. Oh, forget it. Forget it. I don't know what you're doing.
It's terrible. I can't even reach it. But
That's slightly pathetic.
My bad.
I would have done it if you were going to do it that bad.
Well, how?
Oh, that's
reach
horrible.
all the way over there.
Anyway, so I'm going to spin the wheel to see who's going to spin it second. But the first wheel, I'll tell you who's going to spin in a second because they were from Vegas. We good?
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Wheel.
Oh, this is
So loud.
All I smell is Sharpie going by. What's that say?
Josh Hitchcock.
Josh Hickok.
Or Hickok.
All right, can we remove this? I'm going to make a note. You're making a note? Thank you. Yeah. Josh Hick. How do you spell Hickok?
It's Hitchcock. H-I-T-C-H-O-C-K.
No, it's H-I-C-O-C-K.
No, it's H-I-T-C-H-O-C-K.
Hitchcock. Congratulations, Josh Hitchcock. You're spinning the wheel. We're going to spin you first, and then we're going to spin Wheel of Fro for the guy in Vegas. Or should we be the other way around?
Well, it should have been the other way around, but now we're doing it this way.
So let's do Vegas. We'll spin for Vegas. I have picked somebody to spin for Vegas by the name of, I'll tell you in a minute, because I want to read the wheel. Does that look good?
Looks good.
So on the wheel.
I missed the wheel.
Well, this is the wheel. I've added some new things.
Yes, a couple new things.
And the new grand prize no longer says $500 to Adorama Picks. So on the wheel, we'll start with Rode. Rode microphone. Again, thank you very much. Rode sponsors the show through the microphones that we use, the Rode Broadcaster mics and the Smart Lab, and they were the plug today to check out that long extension cable, the SC1, and also add the SC3, and then you can add the SC29, which doesn't exist. Actually, do you know what the SC29 is?
What?
An SC29 is a...
Is it in between?
No,
sounds like a calculator.
It's a Nikon flash cable. It's the one that attaches to the hot shoe, and it has the red infrared on it, and then it's the curly Q cable that allows you to hold the flash off camera. It's an off-camera shoe flash cable, the SC29, because the SC28 didn't have it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that came from my days of working at Allen's. We got Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/fro to get your 14-day free trial. And if you're a student, go to squarespace.com/fro. Then go to squarespace.com/students. Find your school. Pick your school. Use your .edu email address, and they're going to give you 50% off for your first year. That's after, and then after the first year, so you're looking at $40 for the year. I think it's quite worth it as a student. You'll make more money than
Quite
that having a
affordable, too.
website. And it's even affordable if you use squarespace.com/fro and you're not a student. Use the code FRO when you check out. You're still going to get 10% off, which is well freaking worth it. But 50% off is better if you're a .edu, and that's for 1 year. Adorama Picks. Go to adoramapicks.com. That's where we get a lot of stuff. Fro prizes, and now on the wheel we've got audio blocks, which we talked about because we've been using audio blocks for almost a year, and Todd's been crushing it as well. Go to audioblocks.com/go/fro. Take your 7-day free trial, but don't forget, if you then cancel your 7 days, you'll get offered the $99 for the year instead of $79 a month. Just make sure you do that so you don't do the $79 a month. Borrow lenses, $250 in borrow lens credit. Think Tank Photo, a nice Think Tank bag. Question mark means you get anything you want on the wheel except the grand prize. Rode microphone again, Squarespace again, plastic printers again. They're only on there once. Plastic printers did all the scratch-off cards, and if you got a scratch-off card winner, by the way, it's taken me a little longer because there was a little cross-up in the shipping department. There were supposed to be 47 winners, and there ended up being 210.
Whoopsie.
So I have to go pick the 47 to win those prizes that I listed, and then I have to figure out what those other 100 and change are going to get. They're probably going to get, maybe I'll give them discounts to the store, or maybe I'll just give them a free video guide.
They should probably get something.
I have to. Well, they're going to get something because they got a winner, and there was a mistake, and I'm going to rectify it by giving people winners. Oh, that was a fun time when she told me that.
Yeah, that's
a big
a
jump.
lot.
There was a little bit of a cross up. She's like, "You never told me." I'm like,
It's like a 400% increase.
I'm like, I have 47 prizes to give away, not 210.
Not 3,000.
So I was like, okay. Well, anyway, that's that. Fro prize, Black Rapid. You can check out your Black Rapid straps. Go to store.FroKnowsPhoto.com, click on bestsellers, and you will see, I think it says bestsellers, you'll see a Fro strap made by Black Rapid. That's mine. Lightroom. It's not just Lightroom, it's Creative Cloud Bundle for photographers.
CC.
And then we have video blocks. Do you want to reset the camera before we spin it?
Yep.
All right. Video blocks, we talked about that earlier. Go to videoblocks.com/go/fro, and then you can use the same 7-day free trial. It's the same company, but some people may just want the video, and some people may just want the audio. Oh, and then the last thing, I spoke to Atomos, and they wanted to be the grand prize in here in the middle of the wheel. This is the Atomos Ninja 2.
Oh, I thought it was the Star at first. I didn't realize it was the Ninja 2.
This is the Ninja 2. It's $699.
That's a big prize.
That's
the first one, right?
That's the one we used to use. Well, that's the one we used to use. The Ninja 2.
The first one that we used. Sorry.
Yes. The one with the 4.3-inch screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I was thinking of the Blade.
The one that we use is the Blade here. This is
Gotcha.
the 5-inch screen. But for $699, well, that's a great grand prize. So that's Atomos. That is the prize. It must land in the middle there, and you will be the winner. If it says spin again, guess what we do?
You spin again.
We spin again. Is it that time?
It's that time.
Oh, we're spinning for Las Vegas.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Who'd you pick?
Are you going to say after?
No. Okay. This is for Vegas. This is for one of the 20 people that were in the room.
Yes.
Wheel of Fro!
Spin one.
Spin one. Whoa.
Around and round it goes for the first time in 2015. We left spots on my table. We're going to have to clean that off. Oh! Fro prize! Congratulations to... Well, it's going to be a guy because there were like 2 women there, and one didn't come by choice. Dave Hayes. I kind of want to call him Dave House.
I do, too, every time I see his name.
I'm Dave. Have people called you Dave House? Dave's a big guy.
They call him Big Dave, doesn't he?
Do they call him Big Dave?
I think that's what he said. He said
Dave
Big
was an
Dave.
awesome guy. Dave actually drove in from L.A.
Very nice guy.
to go to RAWtalk.
From La.
So congratulations, Dave. You are winning a Fro prize. Whatever that is, you get to pick from my video guides.
I was actually texting with him back and forth when we left that night because we were going to go back and have some drinks with him.
Oh, he wanted to buy us a drink.
Yeah. Well,
I ended up buying the drink.
He bought us.
Well,
did he
yeah,
buy
but
me
I
a
gave him
drink?
the $20 off coupon.
The credit, you're right.
We might as well use it. Why spend money?
We were going to come back, but we stayed out to...
We were at Nikon party.
We stayed out late that night.
It was like 11:30.
We got back late, yeah.
Late. So now we got to spin for...
Today.
Josh Hitchcock.
Hitchcock.
Congratulations. You ready?
Wheel of Fro!
2 today, going round and round. It goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. But Josh Hitchcock is going to win something when it stops on AutomoPicks.com. So you're probably going to get something like maybe $100 in credit.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
I love how it looks like it's going to the next one.
Well, that's why we waited.
Right back.
But that's why we have a great wheel.
It's a good wheel.
From spinning wheels to whatever they were called. Spinning wheel design, I believe.
Right, or something.
Dude, I love this wheel so much.
It's a beautiful wheel.
So that's going to be that, man. That's really that. How far in are we?
150.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus. And you got to get this edited before you go away.
Like today. I got to do it tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, it had to be long. There were so many good questions.
No, it was. It was a good one. And we had to spin the wheel twice.
And we had to spin the wheel twice.
And I had to write that guy's name Vlad really bad.
And I had to pontificate 8 million times on different... But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the business aspect of the talk for the Flying Solo. I find it important to share as much information as possible and be as transparent as possible. And that's why I talked exactly about the advertising that we've been doing on Facebook, which is targeted. We'll probably start doing something on YouTube again, running pre-rolls, where we have to make specific pre-rolls that are targeted to specific channels. That's what we're going to be doing. So there's a lot of that stuff going on. I want to thank Rode for their for plugging this week, for being the plug for the SC1. Check it out. It's an extension cable for the Smart Lav and the Smart Lav Plus. Definitely a cool feature. And you add that SC3, and you can go directly into the camera. Check out all the photo news and the CES recap. We'll post that again over at FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk episode. No. FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk-116. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to go to Florida.
Yeah.
Is that it?
We're gonna
Anything
go to
else
Florida.
you want to add?
That's it. It's good to be back at the loft.
I like being back at the loft.
Me too.
It's my loft. Sutter, you want to
here
add
every
anything?
Nope. I'm having fun.
Nope.
All right. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's FroKnowsPhoto. Fro space knows space photo. Why did I do that when I started? I don't know. But it's the one with 134,000 likes on it. So do that. Follow me on Twitter at FroKnowsPhoto. Instagram, Jared Polin. Snapchat, FroKnowsPhoto. iTunes, you can find us there. Do that. And that's where we're going to call it a day. That is it. Thank you guys for watching and listening and being who you are. Never change. Don't stop. Don't stop believing. All right? Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.